Hello everyone, this is the Silent Silver Stacker, and today I thought we'd talk about one of my favorite ways to stack silver, and that's United States silver coins. Up until 1964, American dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins, were made out of 90% silver. In an attempt to save money on making coins, starting in 1965, United States government started making dimes and quarters out of copper clad with nickel to make them look silver, but they weren't really. And they reduced the amount of silver in the half dollar to 40%. Then finally, starting in 1971, even the half dollars were clad. One of the first American silver coins were silver dollars. And here we have a couple examples. On the left is a Morgan silver dollar, and on the right is a peace dollar. These are highly collectible and don't generally fall into stacking silver, though you can stack them for their value. Coins of lesser denominations, such as half dollars, quarters, and dimes, are sometimes called 90% silver coins, constitutional silver, or even junk silver. And those are generally the kinds of silver coins that are actually stacked rather than collected. Now, when you're stacking constitutional silver, one of the fine lines you have to draw is what are you going to keep just for its silver value, and what are you going to keep for its numismatic value? As you can see here, we've got some half dollars. We've got this seated Liberty half dollar. Still looks pretty nice, but as you can see, someone engraved some initials on it, which really means its numismatic value is so-so. So this one, people may disagree with me, but I put this more as a stacking type silver rather than a collectible. Here we have a Barber half dollar. Pretty slick, but you can still make out the date and some details. Once again, I actually consider this more of a stacked item as well, because you can still find nicer items. But this one actually is in my typeset, so I actually have a Barber dollar. The same with the seated Liberty, by the way, though its numismatic value is not that great. It is the only one I have of its type. The Barber half dollar here. I've got a couple others, but this is actually the nicest one I've got. Same with this Walking Liberty half dollar. I've seen ones of lower quality or cull quality just out there for stacking. This is one that I think is rather nice, so this is in my collection rather than my stack. But still very nice. Then we have a Benji here. This is I've actually even got a 1954 that's nicer than this one. So this definitely comes out of my silver stack, not my collection. But Benjis are still on the rare side these days, and find that even ones of this quality can find their way into a collection. But there's also a lot of them out there that are just stacked. And then here we have a 1964 Kennedy. This was the first year of the Kennedy half dollar, and the last year that half dollars were routinely made out of 90% silver. This one is not my nicest, so it's part of my silver stack rather than my collection. And down here we have a 1967. This is actually 40% silver and still a good way to stack silver, though not as high in silver value as a 1964. It still has a pretty decent amount of silver in it and can definitely be used for stacking. Next, we've got some quarters. Once again, this is a seated Liberty quarter. This is a type coin for me, so it's actually in my collection, though I do have a couple others that are in even worse shape than this one. that are part of my silver stack. Same with this barber quarter. I've got nicer barber quarter. Well, no, excuse me. This is my only barber quarter right now, so it's in my type stack. Once I get it upgraded, it'll go into my just my stack. And this Standing Liberty quarter. Standing Liberty is my favorite coin design, so it's tough for me to put these into my stack, but this particular one is in my stack. It's a 1928, I believe, and I have a nicer one, even from 1928. So this, though I really like it, is more of a stacker for me than a collectible. Same with this Washington quarter. It's 1942, so it is, though it looks similar to more modern quarters, this is a 90% silver quarter, and is in my stack rather than my collection. And finally, we've got some dimes. This is a 1911 barber dime. This is in my stack, not my collection. Though I don't have any other 1911 barber dimes, I do have nicer ones. So this falls into a stackable as far as I'm concerned, and sits with my silver stack. Same with this Mercury dime. I've got a couple MS State silver dimes, though not necessarily a 1944 like this one. This one still has quite a bit of wear on it, and it's in my stack. Then we have a Rosie dime. Once again, I've got Mint State Rosie dimes. I've actually got quite a few of them at this point. So though the wear on this isn't all that bad, it's still in my stack as part of my constitutional silver stack. So that's just some examples of American silver coins, and hopefully at least my interpretation of collectible versus stackable. As I said, the dollars up at the top, those tend to end up in collections and not stacks. You can get coal silver dollars that will definitely be stackable. I haven't really gone after any of those yet, though I may sometime in the future, just to add to my stack. And then the rest here are either stackable or collectibles. And hopefully I was able to give some decent examples of at least what I think is collectible versus stackable. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, you might want to consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. I'd also appreciate a like and a share and even a comment if you have anything to say. But for now, this is the Silent Silver Stacker, out.